John, Jay, and Rich.
We are like a whole vibe.
Colossal waste of time. Okay, so we're starting this
Hello.
thing.
Is this on?
I think so. You sound great. As always, I sound like I just swallowed like 6 eggs raw.
Well, it's because I'm drinking an F3 energy drink.
Yeah, and these are the energy ones.
Yeah. So last week I thought I had brain cancer, and I literally thought I was dying all last week, and it was because I was drinking the sleep aid F3s. Like from the time I'd wake up in the morning until, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the evening, I was just hammering these things. So I was like, dude, I need something. And I was like, caffeine doesn't work anymore, whatever. Turns out there's no caffeine in those drinks. And yeah.
There's natural caffeine.
In those?
In these.
Oh, these
it
ones.
says it on the side.
But the sleep ones don't
the
have
sleep
any.
No, the sleep ones do not.
Yeah, so I woke up on Saturday
I found
morning.
that out the hard way as well.
And I had the headache for 4 days. And I was just like, what's going on with me? And then literally like 2 sips of another energy drink. And I was like, woo!
Buzzing.
Back to normal, brother.
How many energy drinks / coffee do you drink a day?
I drink too much caffeine, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I need to get off of all of it. I need a full body reset. I'm dying. I need a haircut. I need all this. It's bad.
Well, we both go through these phases where we think we're going to grow our hair out.
This is the furthest I've been in a while.
Yeah. You have been wearing hats a lot recently.
Yeah, and I'm realizing it's pushing my hair back, which is pulling the hair out of the front of my head, I think. So my hairline's receding more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Dude, we should shave your whole body except for your head.
Dude, I shave my whole body maybe once a month.
That often?
Yeah.
Your whole body?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do. Well, maybe 2 months. We'll say 2 months, but I do everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Like it's just a straight razor.
And I feel so bad for my clippers. All the parts they have to go to.
I'm so sorry you have to see this again.
Oh, we're doing the undercarriage again.
It's always a frightening thing for me because I don't know what's going to catch and,
Oh, dude, I need to get like a safety razor.
Yeah.
That's what I've decided. I need to get like the Manscaped route for things that are actually built for that.
Yeah, I had one that I got from like Walmart like 10 years ago, and it is like it's not good. It pulls it's bad.
You want to hear how bad my clippers are?
Uh-huh.
They have a paw print on them. They're for dogs.
Oh my god!
And they're bad.
Yeah, like you would feel bad for the dog.
Like instantly, if I put it down in like the front lower region, it's like the second I go down there, something gets stuck. It'd actually be easier. I should just cut my penis
Is it just
completely off. Dude, if I had like
Caitlin, the only solution is like cut off my penis and my testicles,
and then it's like Ken. And then it's just like a one strip, done.
And the women love Ken.
Yeah, dude.
So you might be doing the world a favor.
Barbie in theaters, July 23rd. I don't know, when does that movie come out? The 20-something?
I think it's the 21st.
Are you going to go see it?
It's the 21st.
Yeah. Are you excited about Barbie?
I'm going to see that, and I'm going to see Oppenheimer. I'd like to see them in the same weekend. We'll see.
I think I'm going to go see Oppenheimer in like the Super IMAX.
Yeah, no, I think that's the only way to see it.
They detonated a legitimate nuclear bomb for that.
Seriously?
Yeah, and they filmed it practically. And then afterwards, there's behind-the-scenes footage that's already been released where they go out to the field, the big desert range where they did the initial test, and they blow one up. And Chris Nolan afterwards is like, "Do we get it?"
Does he come off as like an annoying filmmaker or as like the greatest filmmaker?
I think he comes off as. I've never heard a Chris Nolan interview and been like, "This guy's pretentious and sucks." Especially when he goes and he explains, because his brother writes all the movies. Like, they write all their stuff together.
Yeah.
And when they explain the Memento timeline, have you ever seen the movie Memento?
It's been a long time.
But they literally have a chalkboard, and they're explaining it to a professor. And they're like, this thing happens, and then and to hear them talk about it, you're like, this is really cool.
Because I can see if you're acting on one of his films where it would be annoying because he does love the practical effects so much.
100%.
And it's like if you screw something up, you're screwing up the entire movie. But at the same time, like I don't I don't particularly like James Cameron as a filmmaker. Like, he annoys me as a filmmaker, but as like
As a
a
submarinist.
scientist,
Yeah.
like I find James Cameron fascinating because it's just like he just kind of likes water
Yeah.
and just wants to explore the water.
I just
And
wish he would make more. The 10 movie Avatar thing is a bummer.
I do. I have. So you have you seen Avatar? Did you see
I didn't see-
Avatar?
I didn't see
Avatar?
Avatar
Avatar
1.
2?
I
You didn't-
saw Avatar 2. Though.
Oh, you didn't see Avatar?
No,
1.
I saw
Were
the
you
Av-
confused?
I was
Yeah.
like, what are all these blue people?
I
Like,
saw
for
it.
real,
Yeah, no.
legitimately.
I saw Avatar, and I saw it in this is a different time, obviously, when 3D movies were like all the rage. But I didn't see it in theaters.
Oh, really?
I saw it on a standard definition television on DVD, and I was like, I don't understand why is this the most popular movie of all time? I didn't get it. I didn't get really the story. Other than like it's Pocahontas with blue people.
Terminator 2, I get.
Yeah, Terminator 2. I get.
watched last week on Blu-ray, and I was like, this movie's incredible.
Yeah, we just talked about this the other day. Like Aliens, I get.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, I get. Titanic, like the effects for that were incredible. And you see like the documentaries and behind the scenes stuff like okay, like I didn't love Titanic, but I got it. I understand why that's one of the most popular movies of all time as far
100%.
as like money making
And it's a spectacle. It's a great
Avatar.
love story.
Avatar I don't get.
I
haven't seen the second one.
I wish they would have gotten into like the insurance scam. With the
Okay,
Titanic
all right.
during the James Cameron
We're
movie.
making a right turn, and I don't think
Owned by James. Did you know J.P. Morgan had stock in the Titanic?
I feel like maybe
They also. It's not the Titanic that's underwater. That's actually its sister ship that was damaged very badly in another ship accident. But
Okay.
they sunk it because
feel like maybe we can move on at this point. Anyway, Christopher Nolan's great. I
Chris-
think
yeah.
like honest to God.
Christopher.
Honest,
Chris. Sorry. It's been a long week.
is that a Rich Bear impression?
Yeah.
Is that how?
Christopher, get over here. It's me, Rich Barra.
It's me,
It's,
Rick.
It's
your
me.
dad.
It's a me, Rich Barra. Shout out to Rich Barra. We had a fun week this week, huh?
Yeah, we had it was another fun week on the John David Show.
without going into detail, how tired are you this week?
Oh, I am exhausted. That's why I asked the question: how much not necessarily caffeine you intake per week, but just an estimate of how many drinks that contain caffeine. Because my wife, I think, finally this week noticed that I don't function unless I have basically a cup of coffee in my hand all day. And
Your coffee dad.
she was, that's what it is. And she was like,
You come home spun up on caffeine, yell at the kids, then immediately lay down and take
this
a nap.
keeps me from yelling at them.
Yeah.
Because she was like, she had a couple long days as well. And she was like, and you got up 3 hours earlier than I did. And I am exhausted. She's like, how are you even functioning? And it has been. It has been a long week. It's been a taxing week, kind of mentally and from a physical perspective. Having to be at the radio station starting at 3:00 in the morning. Some days not leaving until 2 in the afternoon, and then I still have other things to do. Like 2 days this week, my daughter had dance class. And that eliminates the nap time and whatever.
It's so much.
But it you kind of they just go through it. You're just a bulldozer.
I'm kind of over napping. I need it, but now I'm just kind of like, screw it. If I take a nap in the middle of the day, it's over. I can't. I'll try and be productive, but Kate's on a long vacation right now, so she's like home, and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get this work done, and I usually budget to be done with everything during the day by 5:00.
Yeah.
So then when she comes home, I can be attentive.
Right.
And now it's just I just can't.
Well, and I think it's weird too for this the spouse or the significant other in these positions, because they're also not seeing it from your end that you are leaving for work before dawn,
Right.
like an hour before the sun comes up for a couple,
And there's part of them too that I think is like, oh, you just get to go screw around, and
Right.
And you're like,
like, well,
I am
it's
at
not completely accurate.
maximum stressed. There were moments this week where I was
It's hard,
I was
and it's
spinning.
hard from like our perspectives sitting behind the glass, and because we had two huge giveaways all week this week,
yeah.
and when you combine like honest to God, probably the two biggest prizes we've had all year. We had
Yeah.
a week of San Diego getaway
Yeah.
2-day getaways, whatever, and then Doja Cat tickets, which are just huge.
Yeah,
like
and
she's
then-
she's the most popular artist on our station.
And then a couple days we had extra like Fall Out Boy tickets.
Yeah.
So there was just like constant, and then we'd have like a reason to call in. It
Yeah.
wouldn't just be like, hey, we're giving it away to caller 14. It'd be like, you have 10 minutes to find the 5-6 best callers for this thing.
Right.
And everybody was telling sad stories, dude.
Yeah, I think that's that's not something that I expected. That we did this game.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's VPNing in this
Or-
computer in front of me.
Do you think, are we on the air on KISS, do you think?
No,
Okay.
no. If we were, I would already have been gotten. Well, I don't have my phone on me, but no, I'm kidding. I have my phone right here.
I was like,
That's weird. They must be doing something. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So
you were talking about how hard you were or
Yeah.
something like that?
we were playing.
I just heard that like 5 minutes ago.
playing.
I wanted to acknowledge it. It's so hard right now. I was like, yeah, it is. Yeah, brother, you get it. F3.
I don't think it assists with that, but no, what I was saying is that we were playing this game, Make Me Say Wow, and basically you call in and you try and get the hosts of the show to say the word wow.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting it to get as dark as it did.
There were some calls I wanted to put up, but I knew better. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like
But I was kind of like, I'll show you guys. Make me say,
Right.
well, I'll put this terrible call up. And you'll be like, oh, God. Then they would have to win.
they make me say wow, it stepped in gum. And then what happened?
That's it.
It's no, I just
And then I walked home.
it's good. I walked home and it was sticky.
And then I went to bed.
My-
I danced in the rain listening to Ed Sheeran. Inside joke.
No, you know what? I don't give a shit. This is no longer going to be an inside joke. So we're in our other room, and Noah's like a little character.
Yeah.
And Noah on the show, he edits all the audio, and he's just like a little character.
Yeah.
He's a unique personality. And he was telling us a story about how he and his friend.
Well, I told a story about how I would just stay up all night
Yeah,
and
that's right.
do this thing, like go on a bike ride at midnight.
This is
and
what
then-
this is. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is how it started.
And then I'd say, one time I went up to the ASU library and went to the top floor. They have like an observation deck, and I watched the sunrise. And then
Yeah.
I walked home, and it was this really nice, peaceful morning.
because he was talking about, I asked him what he was doing for the 4th of July weekend, and it got real
Got
sad,
very serious.
real quick. And so then he pivoted, and he was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. He's like, because when I get home and if I lay down, I'm gonna sleep until 8 o'clock.
I'm gonna if I take a nap, I'll wake up at 8 p.m.
And he's like, and then my whole night's gone. And I'm like, dude, you're 21 years old.
Yeah,
How is your night done at 8 o'clock? It's a Friday.
I'm kind of jealous that's how.
No, listen. As someone who, I love my children, and they're the greatest blessing I have in this world. But holy shit, if I had the opportunity to go to bed at 8 o'clock, oh my God.
Dude, if I had the opportunity to go to bed at 6 o'clock,
right.
Oh.
Fair.
if I could go to bed as soon as I get home every day,
Sleep for 12 hours.
yeah, 17 hours, and I'd come in all tired. I'm like, guys,
I only got 16.
yeah, I got 16 and a half last night. My Aura Ring said I was in deep sleep dead. My Aura Ring said I was dead for 2 hours. last night.
dude. So I went and saw The Flash by myself or whatever.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think I told you this. So I went and saw The Flash by myself. By the way, seeing movies by yourself,
It's the best.
it is the absolute best. I cannot express how much fun I had by myself.
You
in
and
this
I
film.
kind of saw a movie by ourselves. We went to go see that Air movie, and the whole show was there, and we sat alone. And then I fell asleep for like 10 minutes. Did you fall asleep?
And then I fell asleep. No, I fell asleep and then turned and you were gone.
Yeah. Well, because my chicken sandwich was ready. You fell asleep like 5 minutes into the movie.
I was so tired that day.
So you went to go see The Flash by yourself.
So I went and saw The Flash by myself. And there are a couple parts in it. And like it's not like you're watching like Schindler's List or Shawshank Redemption or even The Dark Knight where it's
Sure.
like these big
I think it's
suspenseful
funny
parts
you
or whatever.
compare those three movies.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to think of it's on the fly.
Yeah,
okay?
okay, yeah.
It's not, it's not like the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
Is that better for you,
Yeah,
Grant?
so
Is that funnier?
Yeah, no, I mean, to lead off with Shawshank or to lead off with Schindler's List. You're like,
Schindler's List is like my go-to like serious movie example.
yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I can't think of many more movies that are more
serious.
Yeah.
See, it's not Avatar.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm at the Flash by myself, and again, like there are parts where it's like suspenseful, but it's not like you kind of know where it's going.
Yeah.
But my Apple Watch kept going off because it's like you've been sitting for 10 minutes and your heart rate is accelerating.
Whoa.
And
you
I
were
was
that
like,
excited?
I was like, am I enjoying this movie more than I think I am?
Your body?
Like, do I think?
Really?
Yeah, it was weird, and like it hasn't done it since. It didn't do it before, and it hasn't done it since. So I don't know if it was just like the landscape of like watching this movie by myself, and then I was also kind of pissed because I had ordered a soda and they brought out my French fries, but then didn't bring my soda, and then I had to call 2 more times for them to bring my soda out.
Push the button?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
that
I was a
sucks.
little annoyed because it was during the movie. And then I was like, are they going to take the soda off? Because I feel like they should. And then that stressed me out because I was like, well, like, how do you complain
Yeah.
after? Like, there's not at the dine-in theaters. It's not like, especially the one you've been there. That's kind of down the street from where I live.
Sure.
It's not like there's managers like openly walking around. Like it's basically there's a ticket taker and a bartender, and then everybody else is just delivering food. Anyway, and
Your watch was just like,
my watch was like,
you didn't get your Coke yet.
yeah, no, yeah, it's like it's going off now because I haven't
Please.
I haven't had caffeine in an hour.
So it'll tell you it tells you your heart rate's high.
Yeah,
That's weird.
it like it was just like something like
Mine literally, I check because I wear it to bed. I
Yeah.
use it as an alarm clock, and my heart rate gets down to like 40.
Jesus.
And yeah, I'll just look at it and be like, well, shit, man.
Hmm.
But no notification. Hey, you should
Yeah.
get up and move.
Maybe I should.
No,
You
I
don't
saw
even have that.
what? No,
You don't
I
even
get. I turned all those notifications off. I hate the just being
I don't want you to be telling me what to do.
bothered.
Yeah, I need to go in and figure out how to turn off some of them because I don't need to know what the Huffington Post is, what article is on their front page this week.
I don't even wear it
I'm good.
to work out. Like I'll go on a walk or go on a run. I don't even put my watch on Apple Watch. I'm like, I don't care.
I wear it. I actually wear it all the time, and I didn't think I would. Even when like remember Fossil watches.
Yeah.
They were real popular. Like when we were in high school and whatever.
Yeah.
Like even then, I didn't get it. Like I was not. Like, it wasn't for me. Part of it is that I'm left-handed,
That
and
makes it
so
difficult.
it's like I always thought I couldn't find something that fit like the way I wanted it to. But I like
Yeah,
it.
dude, Apple Watches are cool.
Yeah. And you get treated differently because
You do.
you're better than
You're
other
in a
people.
cool club. Do you
Yeah.
have Apple Pay on it? Do you pay for stuff with it?
I haven't paid for anything with it. I'm sure Apple Pays on it because
It's really cool.
like it's
At the
synced up with my
grocery
phone
store,
or
you're just like
whatever.
bloop bloop, and
Yeah.
it's so much quicker. This is Apple Watch Talk.
This,
Dude, what are you gonna do this weekend?
oh man, so my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are coming in town. They're not just coming.
Yeah.
They're coming in town. And so, I mean, a lot of kid stuff with them. I'm gonna drink so much beer this weekend. Like I cannot.
What is
express.
so much beer for Nick?
For Nick?
Yeah.
I mean,
Will you go buy like a case? Will you buy like a 30-pack at the beginning of the weekend, or are you drinking like nice beer?
No,
you drink a lot of nice beers.
I'm typically drinking nice beers. Like I don't like if I'm gonna have the calories, like I'd rather be with something like good.
Yeah,
you know
I get
what I mean?
that.
I don't want to sound, and I understand this is a very pretentious thing to say, but like I get nothing out of really any Budweiser product. I get nothing out of any like Miller Coors product. It just doesn't. They just don't
like flavor.
Yeah, like I don't like.
They'll get you drunk, but they won't.
Yeah, but you have to drink a lot of them. You know, like with Nick's beers.
You got to switch over, dude. You got to switch to join the dark side.
See, now
Start
I feel
drinking booze.
but
dude.
this is the thing is that first of all, alcoholism does run in my family, and so I'm like, if I commit to buying like a case of Miller High Life or whatever, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say Budweiser because I don't like the taste of Budweiser. But
whoa, getting political, dude.
I knew.
Chill out,
dude. This is. I knew exactly where you're gonna go.
Dude, why me, dude?
As soon as
I would never go there, dude.
No,
that's not me.
No, I mean, I guess I don't know.
It ain't me.
Budweiser is fine. Did you go see Shinedown this week too?
Yeah.
Budweiser is fine. But if I'm gonna drink something for pleasure or just to get hopped up, I'm gonna do it with something nicer and it'll do it quicker.
That makes sense. I mean, you might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because then also if it's coming up later,
I'd say a lot of beer in Nick beer terms is probably close to 10.
10 beers, 10 bottles. Like
yeah, like 10 bottles, 10 cans, whatever. But
you drink 20 beers. You're like, I drink 10 cans and 10 bottles. That's a lot of beer for me.
Okay.
Do you ever black out?
I haven't blacked out in a long time. You know, the last time I blacked out was with Caroline was like 2 months old, right? Like she was so little. And it was COVID time, and we hadn't seen anybody since March. And so now it's June, and Joey and his wife Chanel came over to meet the baby for the first time. And I got so drunk so fast without even trying. And the next thing I know, I'm getting kicked by my wife. Hey, your daughter's up. You need to go get her.
Oh, no.
I had fallen asleep on the floor in the living room and was so hungover that it was like, oh.
You know, the best, like truly, the best thing to do when you're that hungover is just to have another beer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just be like, you know what? I gotta ease off. I gotta wean off of this.
Yeah.
And dude, that was literally of all the feelings, the best feeling when I was drinking was being hungover and then being like, I'm going to have a gin and tonic at 8:30 in the morning. And then you go to work and you feel like $1 million. You're like,
I feel like it would be so much easier now, too, to go the hair and the dog route. Because, like, seltzers, dude, and I don't want to make you, salivate or whatever. No. But, like, seltzers, I imagine if I'm ever that hungover again, and like cracking one of those because you don't taste the alcohol, and at least it'll get you back to
baseline.
Yeah, back to a baseline. And whereas when we were real drinkers, it would be like, okay, I got to get up and have a Bloody Mary and a beer.
I never did Bloody Marys, man. They always just weirded me out.
I mean, I get it.
Especially those weird Bloody Marys with all the bacon and extra shit in it.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for like the elaborate Bloody Marys. I don't want to make my own
Yeah.
Like there's a place in town where it's like they have a Bloody Mary bar. And I'm like, if I'm paying for this, I want you to do it for me.
Oh, so you have to like go.
Yeah, like you go through.
Ugh.
Like I think they give you like the cup with the vodka already in it, and then you choose like your accoutrement
Ugh.
and the type of tomato juice you want and whatever. And I no thank you.
I saw one with like a shrimp
Mm-hmm.
coming out of it. And I
Yeah.
was like, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
In my hometown, there's one that they do like White Castle burgers on top.
Dude, I'd go for a White Castle burger right now.
I know. I drive by White Castle probably once a week, and I have to talk myself out of stopping.
Can we talk through something I wrote down in my notebook?
I would absolutely love to. Wait, hold on. This is a visit to Grant's notebook.
Yeah, dude. So I do another podcast called How to Become a Terrible Person, and usually that's where I take my bad ideas and read them. But no, I read this thing.
It's like
I mean, it's a notebook.
this. It looks like you've written a manifesto.
Yeah.
Is like that's what that is. And
I mean,
like to be quite honest, like I'm envious that you have the ability to like just be cognizant enough to go and write down something like arbitrary you just think of, because that doesn't even like go through my lexicon.
No, when you say you think it's cool and a good idea,
Okay.
one of these things is I'm watching Gossip Girl. It says watching Gossip Girl, and then it says dash. Teachers should be allowed to beat kids. I mean, that's the kind of quality stuff that we're working
That
with.
is,
here.
I mean, my God.
No, but I was thinking, yeah.
Why haven't you been picked up yet?
It's a great question. No, but I wrote down, because I've talked about it publicly a lot, that I'm fascinated by disasters and terrible tragedy and stuff. And I wrote down, we have 9/11 in Chernobyl and Pearl Harbor, right?
Okay.
But I asked you earlier, do dogs and cats know that these giant tragedies have happened? Because dogs and cats can sense a lot of stuff.
Right.
But what I was thinking is, if dogs aren't aware of 9/11, what is their equivalent of 9/11? Is it like they don't remember where they buried their bone in the yard? They're like, oh my God, this is my 9/11.
This is the tragedy. And what would they call it? Bonegate?
Boneageddon?
Boneageddon?
I don't know, dude.
I like bone.
I'm not really the idea guy.
Yeah. So okay. So
and
dog
here's
loses its bone.
Yeah.
Cat would be.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Cats. I mean, my experience with cats is they don't really give a shit about anything.
yeah,
So I don't,
like another cat uses your litter box or something. They're like, oh my
yeah.
God, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
it was also bone again.
Yeah. No, but hold on. This is something I thought kind of goes with it. I don't really understand jetpacks. Like, if you think about a jetpack, when you have it. No, because
I don't know that I understand that statement.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, let me explain. Because when you see,
let me explain.
You see a guy. Yeah. Let me finish that. When you see a guy wearing a jetpack, he's always like pretty close to the ground, right?
Okay.
So it's the air pushing against the ground that propels him upward.
Okay.
But if the ground's not there and he's in the air,
How many people are you seeing in jetpacks?
a lot. In my neighborhood,
Mesa, Arizona is a home of
it's the hub.
jetpacking.
We got Boeing down the street. Yeah, dude, we're just no, but like, don't you need something for the wind from the jet engine to push off of to propel you up?
Isn't the thought that it's like airplanes, right? It's
Well,
like
but
propellers.
airplanes, if you think about it, you're being propelled forward, but the way the wings are angled, it helps propel it forward and upward, right? But there's nothing like that on a jetpack. So when you're
I think that's probably why you don't see that many jetpacks.
So once you get so high, yeah, like a drone, it pulls, like it's pulling up because it's like forcing, but a jetpack is just pushing down. So if you would fly up 500 feet, 100 feet, how do you stay in the air? Because there's, I guess, but the jet's propelling itself upward.
You're like, I'm only going off this documentary I saw. It's called Iron Man.
It's called.
What I don't understand about jetpacks is like, how do your legs not just burn
up?
Like, I mean, again, I don't know if I have that much experience with jetpacks either, but I that would be my question.
I also wrote down boomers are like barking dogs. They're just like.
They just
I don't really know where I was going
Is that
with
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also wrote that Princess Peach is overstepping on her plumber. Like, if you really think about it, Princess Peach is just like, hey, come save me. And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm just here to fix your toilet.
Yeah.
I'm not going on an adventure.
This is not what I'm here
Yeah.
for. There's nothing. If there's nothing clogged,
I'm going to have to invoice.
I have to go.
I'm going to have to invoice you separately for this event I'm on. And the thing is, it's been 30 years. Like, he just has to put his foot down.
I think it would. Yeah. I mean, at some point, it is also his fault.
Yeah, just say-
like he is allowed this bad behavior.
We need to establish boundaries in
Yeah.
our plumbing princess relationship. Right?
It's like you're rewarding her each time you come over to the castle, and you're like, oh, damn, she's gone again. I wonder where Bowser took her this time.
Do you want to hear a gem?
I would love to.
I wrote this down. This is an independent thought. It's in a different color, so every day is a different color. So I know what, I had one thought this day, and it was crayons smell like something I want to eat.
I don't.
Am I wrong?
But it's not. You can't point to what specifically it is.
Yeah, it's just
It's
something
just
about
something
it.
you.
It's
you
like
feel
appetizing.
like you would taste.
Yeah.
You would taste. You would think tastes good.
Speaking of, I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I was in the crayons aisle, like, because it's across from the juice and near the candy, which are like the two places. I'm like, oh yeah, this is
where I.
yeah, it's
this
like
is where I
arts
can
and
live here.
arts and craft stuff, poster board, the school supply section. And do you know they have crayons that are like just different color? They're obviously different colors, but they have different shades for coloring in people. So it'll be a pack of 20 crayons, and it's like tan to like dark brown.
No, what does it say? It's like the box say like
It's
people filler.
people color.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh. I mean, I was unaware.
I didn't buy it.
Like ours.
I just looked at it and was like,
Because like for like when we were kids, it was like I was colored my people in peach.
Well, I was gonna
You
say,
know,
or
they
also
always peach people.
as a kid, it's like the Billy Madison thing. I wanted to see purple ducks, so I made the duck purple.
Yeah, I mean it's a blue duck and Billy Madison.
Is it a blue duck?
It is blue duck.
I got the
Want to
hiccups.
see a blue duck? Oh my God! What's happening? Well, what are you doing this weekend? What do you have? What do you have on the docket?
I'm gonna zen it up pretty
Okay,
hard.
yeah, good. All right,
Whew, I don't nothing.
dude.
I got the hiccups.
I think maybe you're gonna die.
The thing is when I know I have the right amount of nicotine in my body because I get the hiccups.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that ever happen to you?
No.
Yeah. Ooh. No, I have zero plans. I want to write another funeral home story pretty soon, but
You're blowing up the internet with that, man.
yeah, dude, it did really well. It's doing really well.
Like, how much money have you made?
Well, since a certain company bought my podcasting platform, the monetization has changed substantially. I've noticed. No, but it's doing really well. Like in the first like day, it got like 15,000.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like it still blows my mind that people listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really scary is it's not like music where you can play somebody like a demo and gauge a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this was a 50-page story, and I had to just write it, produce it, put it out, and then just wait.
Yeah.
And like no one in my like life listens to the podcast. They're like, "Oh, it's cool you do that." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But Caitlin doesn't listen to it, which is fine. I wouldn't expect her to.
Oh no, I don't want Caitlin to listen to like anything that I do. It would stress me out too much in knowing that.
Well, what's fun?
And yours are more like your experiences are more personal
No, 100%.
than what any dumb game I play on John Jay and Rich.
Well, no, and also too, it's like if I play anything that happens on the John Jay and Rich show that I'm involved with, Kate's like, "Why are we listening to this?" Like for real. She's
she's
just
like
"Come
these
on."
are the same questions you ask me every
She's
night.
like, "Grant, you told me this story 2 nights ago." I was there with you. No, but we did a podcast last week, and it was we sat on the couch and we recorded for an hour and a half because we do 2 episodes, and we talked about the Titanic thing, right? The submersible.
Yeah.
And we went pretty wild. And Kate thought they were dead. And then we recorded on Wednesday. She said they were dead and all this stuff. And I asked her a bunch of questions about that Titanic. And she was insecure about, she felt like she did a bad job, and she was like, I don't want. Make sure you edit out the Titanic stuff from the podcast.
Oops,
I don't want
sorry.
that. I don't want people to think I'm stupid. And I was like, people don't think you're stupid. We're talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fine, I'll edit it out. It was like 50 minutes of the 70 minutes we recorded. And then we proceeded to get in this huge fight that lasted all day. And she was like, I don't want people to think I'm stupid and blah, blah, blah. I was like, you and I, during this podcast, I say stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
And so we ended up listening it together,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't edit anything out. And she was like, that was really funny. And I was like, see? I don't know why I told you that story, but that's why she also
Well, I
doesn't.
know why you told me. Because you want validation in that your fiance is stupid.
Caitlin, if you're not listening to this, you are not stupid.
They're gonna clip that.
Yeah, clip
That's
that.
gonna be on the John Jane Rich Reddit.
But I have zero plans, thankfully. I'm probably going to make dinner. I have so many leftovers in the house right now.
Yeah.
I made pulled pork this week. I made American like white guy tacos,
Mhm.
which is just like ground beef.
Ground beef, like
And
cheddar cheese.
Cheddar cheese, yeah, nacho cheese, melted. No, literally, the way we make nacho cheese for our tacos is I melt Velveeta with milk,
Good for you.
and it's just like this. But we have all these leftovers, and then we had this problem yesterday where the the one good leftover that we were both like craving.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning on having it for lunch, and she was planning on having it for dinner. So I ate it all for lunch, and then she had to eat what was supposed to be for dinner. This is very complicated. You guys, people listening at home would not understand this. Basically, I ate the food she wanted, and it caused this whole problem. And I was like, well, there's all these other leftovers. And she's like, I don't like those other leftovers. She doesn't like food that's been sitting in the refrigerator for more than 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, that's when it gets good. Like pulled pork after like a week.
Oh yeah, dude. When like something like that, like
It just
especially like
congeals together.
where all of those flavors are in one pot and living together for a week. Yeah. No, I have no problem with that. We actually were completely out of food yesterday, and thank God, Caitlin.
Pray for Nick.
Yeah, thank God, my Caitlin and your Caitlin went to Costco and brought me food. It was great.
Do you want to go back to the Notebook? This is a really interesting thought.
Uh-huh.
You ready for this?
Oh God.
So there's human sacrifices, right?
Hey, sure.
Like as an idea.
yeah,
That like
sure.
you do a.
Let's play the game where there are human sacrifices.
There are such things as human sacrifices.
Okay.
And do you think the first one, like, some guy was just like back in like olden times, somebody was just killed tragically in like a cornfield, and then the next year it just happened to rain a lot that summer, so they had like really good corn crops, and they were like, because we killed this guy in the field.
We have to keep doing this.
Yeah, we have to keep doing this. Do you think
Man,
that's how it started?
That's a pretty compelling, because I always relate like human sacrifice, because I'm always talking about it, to like witchcraft.
Yeah.
And like Satanism or whatever, like you or cult status,
Right.
like that kind of thing. Wouldn't think of it from a perspective of like, what if it provided you resources?
Yeah, like when people sacrifice a goat to whatever, and then they have like a good crop, or it rains, and then they're like, oh yeah, this worked.
I mean, and was it like? Do you think it was like an accident? You think it was
That's
just like
what I mean.
Some guy is just an idiot.
He fell
and
into
they're
a wood
like,
chipper.
we just can't stand this guy. And in 1835,
Yeah.
he fell into a wood chipper.
He was chewed up, and then all of a sudden the crops were just really good the next year, and they were like, hey, Alan fell in the wood chipper 6 months ago.
All right, who's next?
Yeah, we gotta keep this going. It's like there's one guy.
one guy every 6 months. God,
I don't know.
it feels. It feels good.
Some true crime docs are funny. Don't you think it'd be interesting though if like some good have you known anyone who's been a potential subject of a true crime doc? Like, have you ever known anybody who's like murdered people or done like a string of crimes?
Well, I've been like loosely in the world of like what I would consider like an interesting subject for a true crime doc. But no one that I know has like murdered someone or. I don't know. I mean, I know that there's something that you're going through.
No. I have a friend who cut his sister's head off on Christmas Day.
Jesus God Almighty!
And by friend, I use it loosely. I knew him in Sunday school, back when I was a little kid. But they haven't made a documentary about that. But
So I grew up in a town of 5,400 people, and I was at my friend David Bertinetti's house, and he kind of lived in the country. And we notice across the highway, there's a lot of smoke billowing out.
Okay.
Of this house, and so we rode his four-wheelers down. There's four of us, and this house across the street was on fire, and we're like, oh my God, what is happening? And then my friend, he's one of those guys that's like, I want to be a hero so bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He started running across the street. Because the police literally hadn't arrived yet, but an off-duty officer had just been driving by, and so he whipped around and came back, right? And my friend's moseying across the street, and you just hear the officer go, "Get the fuck back!"
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so he okay, and so we just sat there and we're like, what is going on? And he's like, we can hear screaming, right? And windows breaking and whatever. Turns out, this dude, whose father or whose daughter was in my younger brother's class, this dude got out of jail, and he went to his former in-laws' house.
Uh-oh.
Killed both of them.
Whoa!
Shot them both in the head. Within minutes after getting released from
no kidding
jail. He leaves their house, drives out into the country, and pulls up to his. So this was his ex-wife's sister that he murdered first, and her husband. Then he drives out to this house where his mother-in-law and father-in-law, former mother-in-law and father-in-law lived, and his daughter.
Whoa.
And killed them.
Got him.
Shot them both, or shot all three of them, then lit the house on fire.
That's crazy.
And the daughter was still alive.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And we didn't know what was going on, but that would be something I would consider in the territory of
I'd say that's pretty.
Yeah. But it was it was absolutely crippling for our community. Because it's this small just farm town, and something like this, there was they went from no murders in 15 years to five in a day. Can't remember what happened to the dude. I can't remember if he ended up offing himself. I mean, I know he's not marching the streets. I think maybe he did.
And that man is Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I pulled a lady out of a car one time. I saw a head-on collision. It was a sedan versus a minivan, and they were going 50. And the van drifted into this lady's lane, just smashed into her. And I was going back to the funeral home, and I didn't even think. I just got out of my car and ran up to the car. Her car was on fire, at the engine.
Oh my God!
And I had to pull her through the passenger side, and I grabbed her under the arms, little old lady, and I'm pretty sure she was fine from the accident. But then when I pulled her out of the car and dropped her on the ground. And I did this.
Somehow you're concussed.
Dude, I Supermaned it. I went and I pulled her out of the car, and then I got back in my car and just drove away. I witnessed the whole thing.
Just nothing. You just
didn't give a statement, didn't do anything. Just went back to work.
Pulled out another beer.
And then one time I chased
no day's done.
I saw a guy punch his wife like hit his wife in a courthouse.
Oh no.
And I had a pair of Birkenstocks on, and I was in the like peak track condition.
Yeah.
Like it was like high school. And I flipped off my Birkenstocks and I ran down the street after his car and I reached into his window and I hit him, I think. But then the cop was right behind me and like stopped the car. And it was like a whole thing. But again, I just left.
Yeah,
I assaulted
my job
a man.
is done here.
Yeah, I was like, you know, gotta stand up.
Are you ever just like afraid of? Are you ever just afraid of driving?
Oh, every
Like,
time I drive to work.
Every day I feel like I'm afraid of driving.
I think I get in the car most every time when I'm coming to work at 4 a.m. I'm like, "Yep, today's the day."
And
Something's gonna
I
happen.
remember, getting my license and wanting to drive so bad, and like finally feeling like I had like this whatever freedom, and like now 20 years later, I'm like, can someone take me places instead?
I'm the worst passenger.
Like, I would just love to just not have to worry about.
you like
this.
being driven around.
No, I don't even like being driven around. I would prefer to be driven around. Here's my perfect scenario. I can be driven around. I don't have to talk to the person that's driving me,
Yeah.
and I can just relax.
Are you pro driverless cars?
No, I am not.
I think they're terrifying.
I think it's a terrible. I don't think the technology is there yet, and I think that we're forcing
100%.
We're forcing it, and we have a bunch of companies that are all trying to do it all at once, and it's almost. Honestly, it's almost like the submarine thing.
Uh-huh.
It's like, when do you stop letting like people that are not qualified to do this stuff
Right.
actually do this stuff?
I developed an app, so therefore I'm going to have a self-driving car.
Yeah, I literally just saw a Waymo car in an accident
Oh, really?
last week.
Oof.
Like, and it wasn't like a bad one, but it's like, dude, you're driving by, like, I'm thinking, like, we live 2 blocks from a middle school.
Yeah.
And you think, like, those cars, the technology in those cars, the AI, whatever it is going to have the capability to, like, react if, like, a 4'10",
100%.
90-pound high school kid, like, just happens to run across the street. I don't think that's the case.
4'10", 90-pound high school senior.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Just rail thin. He's rail thin and short. It's like, poor guy, dude. He's probably purposefully running out. My proportions don't make any sense.
It's time.
Take me, God.
It's time. You're telling me I'm short and stumpy?
Well,
This shit sucks.
You know, they just put out an article about how basically driverless cars aren't able to predict human behavior while driving, so they slow down the rate of traffic. And some conspiracy theorists are like saying that, like, oh, that's not actually them dealing with that. It's them. It's like a crowd control. It's traffic control.
Oh.
So they're like, when some big world event happens, all the Waymo cars are going to go out there and just slow down traffic so you can't get out of the city.
Listen, Grant, I had no idea you were into conspiracy theories.
I mean,
I was unaware and am completely shocked.
Did you know Jeopardy host canceled because of podcast? Do you remember when that happened? This was a while ago.
Yeah, how old is this notebook?
It's old, dude.
It's like a year old.
Heron tub.
Heron tub?
Yeah, I saw. Oh yeah, Kate. Does your Caitlin shed?
Yeah.
Your wife?
Yeah.
That's a problem, man.
No, it's
Do you have to
real
clean
problem.
drains out?
Yeah.
There's nothing more disgusting than cleaning a drain out.
Oh my God. No, there's
A shower drain?
There's nothing.
Because
no.
it's not just hair. It's like conditioner and like soap and
Right.
stuff. And then it's just, and it's all slimy.
See, for me, it's the sink. If the sink is clogged, that's the most disgusting because it's soap, it's hair, it's toothpaste, it's mouthwash, it's all this stuff.
What
is this?
Are we off the air?
No, I just got a text. John Jay just texted me, and I'm not entirely sure what this means.
Just all caps.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're fired.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't decipher what this means.
Yeah, it feels like
It's-
McFly. No, cleaning the, like, even this morning, because I sit down in the shower because
Oh,
it's
dude,
like
sitting in the shower is the best.
like I will get up intentionally a little earlier just so I have a little more time to just.
Do you
like,
shower in the
it's
morning?
yeah, like that's like it's my time, But I sat down. Now picture this:
Okay.
my thick, hot,
I mean,
white body,
Yeah.
just stumbling around in the shower, and literally stumbling because I have this gimpy knee.
Do you leave the light on when you shower
Yeah,
in the morning?
yeah.
Do you ever turn it off? Do you ever take a dark shower?
No, I know I'm petrified, dude.
Oh,
I'm
really?
scared of everything.
You're
can't-
afraid of the dark still?
Yeah, there is a large part of it that's still afraid of the dark. But like when Caitlin's traveling for work, no, thank you. No, thank
Really?
you. Yeah.
You leave all the lights on when you go to sleep.
No, I turn them all off, but I instantly regret it. Like she was traveling last week, and I was watching. I had just watched the new Marvel show, Secret Invasion, and it's all about these like shifters and whatever, and like you can't trust anybody.
Like reality.
And exactly, lizard people.
Yeah, lizard people.
And so like watching the show, and then I dozed off and I woke up and the show was over, but I swore I heard something, and I was up for an hour.
Really?
Worried. Yeah, I was up for an hour. About 20 minutes in, I got up. I walked around the house. There was nobody there, and I laid back down. But it is a real problem for me.
So you are afraid of the dark. So you don't take dark showers. But the other morning you were taking a shower.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, that was me. That was me.
So I'm taking a shower, and I just happened to look to my left, and it's like Caitlin had pulled the hair out of the drain, right? As a courtesy, but it seemed like she had just slapped it against the wall, so it was just sticking there, and there was kind of a lot of it, and it's hair. It's not like it's wherever else parts. Like it's just
Butthole
head hair. Yeah, it's not like it's
Caitlin's butthole
yeah,
hair.
it's not like it's either of our butthole hairs.
Yeah.
And I just looked at it, I'm like, the trash can is a foot the other direction. Why can't we just throw it away?
Yeah.
Why is it that it and so then it's like, do I leave it or do I dispose
Are
of it?
Are you being a jerk by leaving it?
Yeah. I dispose
She's
of it.
like, I'm creating a doll.
I dispose of it because it was great. Yeah, she's creating her own hair doll.
I need this. It's my vitality. I'm so tired, dude.
Yeah, we should end this.
We should. We did at least 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, no. Well, the last one we did, we said it was about 40 minutes, and it was an hour 15.
Well, if this is your first time listening to JJRBTS, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I think we did all right.
No, I mean, we really hit a groove today.
We did we?
Yeah, it felt like it. It felt good for me, but anything that involves you feels good for me.
So, let me know what you think about the animals experiencing national tragedies.
I'm gonna come in with a list, and I'm gonna tell you this is what a squirrel would consider a squirrel's 9/11.
No, I think, yeah, dude.
And you're gonna instantly regret posing that question.
I'm gonna be like, you're right, Nick. I've thought about this, and you're correct. So, Nick, if people want to follow you on all of the socials, where do they find you?
My socials are Nick Meets World, and it's just NIC.
Do it. Follow Nick.
And if you follow Grant, he'll block you immediately.
Yeah, blocked. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear anything about anything I said today.
And what's so funny too is that we talked about that last week, and you're like, oh, I got a lot of feedback.
I got so many messages about the podcast, and I told you all to leave me alone. And I'm still very serious about that.
Dude, I didn't get a single one.
Yeah, dude,
I didn't get a single message about anything we talked about. And you're like, dude, I got blown up. I was like, okay,
no, literally,
that's fair.
Somebody, I got a text. It was the Saturday after we recorded that reboot episode, and somebody was like, "You should bring back the BTS," and I was like, "I haven't done one of those in years." Like, what are you talking about? Why are you still talking about it? I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." So anyway, follow Nick on Instagram, all the social medias, and have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Jesus, dude, come on.
I'm in a perfect nicotine F3 spiral right now, dude. I'm F4 right now, dude. All right, thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.